Hi friends, I'm Walker and welcome back to All About Nails, where we talk about vegan and cruelty-free nail polish. Today I'm just going to do a little bit of a Q&A video. I did one of these a while ago, like maybe 6 months ago, I'm not sure, and it was pretty popular. I got a lot of questions. I didn't even get to answer all the questions that I had because my video got too long. So I thought maybe I'd do another one. I put out a question on Instagram and also on YouTube, and so I am going to just answer questions that have been asked there. I may not get to all of them because I'm just going to run until I hit like 18 minutes on this video, and then I'll edit it down to like 12-13 minutes, and so I may not get to all of them, but I will do my absolute best. I had a question from Sabina about the best base coat and top coat in my opinion. They're looking for a good cruelty-free one that will make their manicure last. So I have a couple for top coat. For base coat, honestly, I don't use that many base coats. I really just use my Orly Nail Strengthener. And the one that I use is the Orly Nail Defense. I link this down below in my description box if you want to go check it out. This is my favorite nail strengthener. It is vegan. A lot of nail strengtheners are not vegan, and so this one is both vegan and cruelty-free. It works really well for my nails. When I started using this product about like a year and a half ago, I think, it totally changed my nails. It made a really big difference for me, and so I really, really enjoy this. Anytime that I am painting my nails and like going to be wearing a manicure, I have this underneath every single time. Sorry that's not that helpful, but that's what I use. All right, and then as far as top coats go, I would say that I have two that are my favorite. And I will say when I'm looking for a top coat, I am looking for something that is quick drying and long lasting and super glossy. Like that's what I want, and quick drying is honestly my number one. I want to be able to paint my nails, put my top coat on, and then like within 10 minutes be ready to do other things. So the ones that I like for that the most are the Zoya Naked Manicure Glossy Seal. This one is like $12 on the Zoya site, and so when they have sales where things are 50% off the site wide, I really like to grab a bottle of this. Every once in a while these go on sale at Ulta, or like nail polish will be like buy one get one free at Ulta, and they include treatments, and so you can grab like 2 bottles of this and it's a little bit less than $12 each. So I grabbed this when it's available on sale. I also love the Pacifica Speed Up 7 Free Quick Dry Top Coat. This is probably the other one that I use the most. These are the two that I've purchased the most in my life. I love this one. I think this one retails for $9 at Ulta. Some Targets sell this one, but my Target does not sell this one, so I get it at Ulta. Same thing, I'll look for it, when it's on sale. Buy one, get one free. I might even just grab both of these. These are my favorites for sure, and I just kind of alternate back and forth between these two. I don't really have a preference. This one, the Pacifica, dries faster than the Zoya, but I think they're probably equivalent for me in terms of like longevity and glossiness. All right, the next question is a couple questions, so I'm going to break this up. This is from Das, is the first name on this username. What are my hobbies outside of nail polish, and do I collect anything else? I don't collect anything else, at least not as like actively as I collect nail polish. My husband and I do have a fairly large collection of board games, but we are a little bit more discerning in what we buy for board games. So we have a lot, but we've also been kind of adding to our collection for like 10 years now. We met in 2010. We started buying board games in 2010, probably 2011. So we've been adding to our collection for a long time. So I feel like we're not really collectors in the sense that we like go out and buy a whole bunch, but we do have a large collection. Other hobbies that I have include reading. I love reading. I'm always reading a book. My husband reads more than I do, but I try to read a lot. I like using Goodreads and like, setting a reading challenge goal for myself. I don't honestly know that I've ever met it in a year, but it's motivating to me. And then I also sew. I made the shirt that I'm wearing right now. It's a Lark tee from Grainline Studios. If any of you are sewers, I added a little turtleneck to it, but I really like to sew. I haven't been sewing a lot in the last year, I think because I've been spending a lot of my creative juices doing this whole nail polish YouTube thing. But I really do enjoy sewing. I have kind of been doing like special occasion sewing recently. So, one of my best friends is having a baby very soon, and so I like made her future child some little clothes. I went to a wedding in September and I made the kind of jumpsuit that I wore to that wedding. So I used to sew the majority of my clothes, and now it's kind of become like more of a special occasion thing. But I am trying to get back into it because it is like the most satisfying thing in my entire life. I love finishing a garment, and so I am really trying to get back into it because I think I could use some balance, not do nail polish stuff every minute of my life. So I'm working on that. I'm working on that balance. Okay, and this person also wants to know if I found some good info about skincare. I had reached out on Instagram about some recommendations previously, like back in the spring. I did. I'm using the Ordinary products and I'm loving them. I really enjoy them. I have started kind of like swapping out some of them for some other products just to see if they're, you know, my favorites, but right now I'm really happy with the routine that I have. Oh, Leah wants to know my cats' names. I have 3 cats. I'll put pictures in here. The first one that we got was Artie. We've had him for almost 2 years. He is my baby boy. He's my favorite. He is like a dog. He like meets us at the door when we get home. We take him on little walks on his leash. He's like a puppy. He's wonderful. And then we got Artie 2 friends. We say that they're his pets sometimes. We got him Ilara and Inky. Ilara, we have had both of them we've had for a little over a year now, and they're both just spectacular. All 3 of them are so different. So I'll put pictures in. Artie is gray. Ilara is like a little calico. She's got little raccoon eyes. She's very cute. And Inky is all black. Okay, my favorite cuticle oil. This is a good question. The Bliss Kiss cuticle oil is the one that is my ride and die. I love that one. I think products with jojoba oil in them work better for me than other products, but I just recently tried another brand that doesn't have jojoba oil in it, and I have been really, really happy with it. So let me grab that. Okay, so this is Cosum Research, and they sent this to me to review, and so I did not purchase this on my own. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have, because I was convinced that if a product didn't have jojoba oil in it, I wasn't gonna like it. But this one is tea tree, grapeseed, sweet almond. That's it. Those are the only ingredients in here. And I've used, I don't think you can tell, but it's like down to here. It's like down to the top of the label already. And so I've actually used a lot of this and I'm really, really enjoying it. The last time that I tried a sweet almond oil product was the Lord Be Beauty cuticle oil, and that one, I honestly didn't notice a difference when I used it. I don't know, something about my skin just was not reacting to that product. But this one is really, really nice. So I'm not sure what the difference is. I actually haven't compared the ingredients, but I am really loving this one. And so I might repurchase this one when it's all gone. I think I'm still a jojoba oil person, but this one is kind of changing my mind about some of those other ingredients. What are my top 10 favorite all-time Zoe Nail Polishes? That's from Ginger. Oh my gosh, I don't know that I can do that. I have done like a my go-to Zoya's video in the past, so I'll link that up above if you haven't seen it. Ones that I pull for all the time include like Terra and Pepper for sure, Dree, the green one. I mean, Dream is like a classic, right? Like you have to have Dream. And honestly, I like Storm as much as I like Dream. Both of those are stunning in my opinion, so that's 5. I really enjoy the kind of neutrally gold pixie dust, so like Godiva I'm gonna say, but I like them all, honestly. I did a comparison of all of them and they're wonderful. Saint is a classic. That one is really unique, I think, in Zoya's collection. It's really, really fun. It has that like gorgeous pink shimmer on it, so that's 7. Bevan is another one that is kind of like a neutrally jade, sage, teal, absolutely stunning color. I love Bevan. That's one that I probably could wear like every day of my life. I feel like it's really hard for me to pick a top 10. Like I could do a top 10 like pinks, a top 10 like greens, a top 10 reds. So I'll put up here, I have a playlist of like all my favorites that are like my favorite videos that I've done. So I will put that up here if you want to see some more of those. 10 is really hard. And so I challenge you to let me know your top 10 Zoyas down below, because I'm sure that a lot of you also can't come up with 10. So tell me down below what your top 10 are. Okay, Jane wants to know, do I ever use China Glaze or Pacifica? I don't use China Glaze. They were kind of not on most of the cruelty-free lists that I used to read for a long time. They are starting to get added to some of them now, and I've reached out to them on Instagram and said like, hey, you know, can you reach out to these bloggers and like get yourself confirmed, because I like really trust some of the bloggers out there that kind of confirm brands, because there are lots of brands out there that say that they're cruelty-free and actually like what they mean is that, you know, their final product isn't tested on animals. And so there's a lot of other steps that I think there are some pretty big bloggers. I'll link some of my favorite ones down below, like Logical Harmony, the Cruelty-Free Bunny Life. So there are a bunch, so I'll link them down below. But I just kind of trust them to ask all the questions. And so I don't use China Glaze because they haven't really shown up on those lists yet, but they're starting to get added to some, and I know they are really advertising their cruelty-free status, so I'm excited to see if they get added. I don't really need another brand to track down, but I would like to try some if they get added to those lists. And Pacifica, yeah, I have a couple Pacifica polishes. I think they're fine. I also have some like makeup and skincare stuff from Pacifica, just because I think it's pretty accessible. Like they sell it at my Target, at Ulta, so it's really easy to get my hands on, which is really nice. Okay, these next two questions are a little bit deeper. I'm gonna just read it verbatim here. How do you reconcile environmental concerns with massive polish collections? I'm guilty of this myself with 350 polishes in my drawers, and it's starting to mentally catch up with me. Sometimes it feels like these massive collections of vanities, like nail polish or clothes or whatever, are just a frenzy of overconsumption. Ooh, I have a lot of thoughts on this question, and I actually like talked to my husband about this like a little while ago when I first saw this question and was like, I really want to answer this question. I want to address it. I mean, I don't think I want to answer it because I don't think there is an answer, but I want to address it. I want to share my thoughts, and I just felt like I needed to kind of get my thoughts together before I sat down and filmed this video. So the things that I think are, like, number one, I actually started my polish collection by almost exclusively shopping at de-stash sales, and so I wasn't buying new polishes. I haven't looked at my stats in a while, but I think for most of my Zoyas, like, I would say that probably 40% of my Zoya collection is de-stash polishes that I purchased. I purchased a lot from eBay, from like de-stash groups on Facebook. I put some of those in my description box down below if you want to check out like my favorite ones. I don't really shop at them anymore because there's not that many that I'm missing, but there are a lot of groups out there that sell and trade polishes, and that feels good to me because it's like, you know, you're not creating a new product, you're kind of like using things that are already out there. I also think part of my goal for my channel is to like help you pick the polishes that you're most excited about, right? Like I'm not trying to compare 10 pink polishes so that you buy all 10 of them. I want to compare 10 so that you buy the one that you're the most excited about. And so I think that's kind of my goal in a lot of my videos, is to help you pick like the ones that you're most excited about. I struggle with this question a lot though. I think especially like since I've started receiving PR and getting, you know, whole collections, whereas like I maybe wouldn't have bought all 10 of these polishes if I was going to go out and look for them, right? I would have just bought the 2 or 3 that I was most excited about. So I do struggle with this a little bit. The ways that I kind of reconcile this are that, like, number one, I do think that, you know, nail polish is probably a pretty small drop in the bucket. I would much rather people kind of look at their like driving habits, their eating habits. You know, being vegan is really good for the environment, everybody, in case you didn't know. I just think that there are like much bigger impact things that we can look at, and not that that doesn't mean that we shouldn't look at all aspects of our lives, but I do think there are like bigger questions that we can ask ourselves. But I think this question about like overconsumption is really huge, and I don't think that we should mindlessly consume. I also think that people have to have joy in their lives, and if this is a thing that brings you joy so that you can be encouraged and motivated as a human to go do other good things in the world, that seems okay to me. I feel like it's important for us to have things that we care about and that bring us joy. So I feel like that was a lot of rambling, and a lot of you are probably like, why are you even talking about this? But I feel like that question is really important, and I do want to address it. And I know I didn't by any means answer it, but I do hope that my thoughts like illuminated a little bit of how I feel about this. I try to be pretty conscious in my spending. Like I have a pretty clear nail polish budget every month, or really like Hobbies budget every month. I am very limited in my space. Like I will not expand beyond my one Alex drawer, which feels like a lot, but given that I spend so much time talking about nail polish on YouTube, I feel like, you know, there's some justification there. And so I'm pretty ruthless with my non-Zoyas. I'm pretty ruthless with my de-stashing, and I kind of have been updating my de-stash like once every couple months. I'll link that down below if you want to see it. I'm probably updating again in like January. I also think that like there are things that bring you joy, and we can't live our lives feeling guilty for everything that we do that brings us joy. So we just gotta live the best lives that we can live. And maybe that includes a bunch of nail polish. Okay, I'm beyond my 18-minute mark, but I do want to address this last question. It's about why I choose vegan and cruelty-free nail polish. I choose vegan and cruelty-free nail polish because I'm vegan. I've been vegan since 2006, so quite a while, like 13 years. So that's why I use vegan nail polish. I don't buy like leather or non-vegan cosmetics in other ways, so I'm pretty particular about that. And then I just feel like because I'm vegan, because I care about like ethical treatment of humans and animals, buying cruelty-free makes sense. And so I have been like consciously shopping for cruelty-free products for a very long time. So I know that's not like a super robust answer, but that's why. To go back to this kind of question about consumption, I do feel like to the extent that we can be conscious consumers and think about the products that we're buying, I think that's important. You know, we should think about like, do I really need this? Do I really want this? Is the production value behind this product something that I'm excited about, right? Like, I really love supporting indie brands because I love the fact that I'm like supporting this person, this creative person who wants to make a living. So, you know, there's a lot of things to think about, but I think conscious consumption is important. It has been fun chatting with you today. Let me know down below your thoughts on any of the things that we touched on in this video, from top coats to consumerism. I'm looking forward to talking to you in the next video.